All right, my friends, today let's have a quick introduction video to this hillside behind me. No idea how big it is. So the Ventrac and I, with the Tough Cut, have been all over this hillside. It has been challenging, not because of the slope. The slope of the hillside itself ranges low end 10, 12 degrees. High end, I've hit 21, 22, so nothing really earth-shatteringly scary. You know, we're not in the 27, 35 degree range, but this hillside is littered with stump holes. And that proves to be the challenging part. You're going along and the Tough Cut's mowing over some thick blackberry bushes or something, and you're just, you know, it ends up kind of floating. It's heavy, but the Tough Cut is not heavy enough to smush down all the blackberries because they're so dense. Then the front tires go down into that hole that you didn't realize was there, and it makes things interesting. You go from 14 degrees to 25 degrees in a matter of about 8 inches. It wakes you up. So that's one side that's been a challenge. The other side is there's trees on here that obviously the Tough Cut can just go through without even thinking about it. But then you got the 6-foot tall oak trees that haven't been cut down yet. Those are the ones that are more like 2-inch diameter, and then you got some ones that are even bigger than that. And I don't want the Tough Cut going into those, as well as some of the other trees that, they might be as tall as 10 foot tall. I don't want the Tough Cut trying not to break more belts. So I do a lot of going down, steering in between trees. And there's paths up here where you're going down and you have to kind of go sideways and then sideways. It's, and then when you're doing those sideways, you find a stump hole that was there. Whoever logged this property did a horrendously bad job. I don't even know, shy of a bulldozer, how to smooth out this hillside. Back to the point, there's going to be a series of videos focused on this hillside. I've already got a whole bunch I need to get in the queue. Some of them are less steep, some of them are more steep, some of them have more brush, less brush, because this hillside is big. Let's go take a look at what's done and what's left to do. This is what I'm trying to clean. We're at the bottom looking up. Once you get to the top, so this has got this steep, once you get to the top it flattens off and goes another 50 yards, I don't know. So you see I'm leaving a lot of trees on this hillside. I've already mowed. This is a ditch that I need to address someday. The road, I need to clean it up, but basically everywhere I can get, even dipping the Tough Cut into that ditch, coming down, all the way over, through all this brush, over to this tree line over here. I want to try and clear all of this. Obviously Tough Cut's not going to be able to handle it all. Obviously some spots down here at the top are not as steep as other spots, but we're going to get the Tough Cut in there over the period of the series and clear as much of this as we can, much like I did here. This hillside is just a disaster, but if I get it down to this level, I can go into like that clump of trees and I can actually get my chainsaw in there and lop off the bottoms of the trees I don't want. I'm trying to selectively keep the good trees and dispose of the trash trees. But you see this hillside, I've been going all through, and this is what the video series is going to cover. Trying to go through here, mowing what we can. Some areas less dense. There are some areas that are incredibly dense. Well, look at the size of that tree. That trunk right there, there's no way Tough Cut would hit that. Some of you might say yes, you probably have more money for belts. I'm already on my 4th belt, so no. But now I got this clump of trees. This junk needs to go. Tough Cut I don't want in there. Plus, coming downhill, I don't want to have to do funky angles. Chainsaw. But see, I'm probably halfway up this hillside. But this is what I'm trying to get into. I'm going to lift the camera up, take a look at how this goes down the hill. I don't think I can pan to the right too much because that walnut will be in the way. But this is what I want to clear. I want this whole hillside cleaned up. How nice would it be to have all of that back there looking like this over here? This is what I've already got videos on. Like I said, a little bit every day. Probably none today. All right, my friends. Well, that is this unnamed hillside. I will try to have a name for it before the end of the series, but that is what I'm working on. That is what the next several videos, unknown, are going to be. Unknown quantity. I think I got 5, 6, 7 videos recorded now. What I'll try and do is I'll try and have the videos that are more boring, you know, more flat, less steep, more brush or less brush. I'll speed up the boring videos to the, you know, make them go by quicker, and I'll take the videos that are more intense, truly pushing the tough cut, and I'll leave those normal pace so people can hear the tough cut, watch it go, watch how slow I am on these hillsides and on these brush, and just get whatever perspective you want.